Yo, what is going on, people? It is Saturday night and next podcast is live. As usual, huge shout out to the chat. Everybody getting in early to check out the show. We really do appreciate it. And by that note, I am gonna shout out the first man that was in the chat. The first gamer, our brother King Slayer, was first in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. It is good to be live. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, but we can't get into the topics without getting into the intros. Uh-oh. That sounded like Knox. Yeah.
No. That was I was looking at the
I thought somebody
looking at the podcast and
somebody's holding the mailman hostage or something like that. I better get my tax check. But yo, guys, while we are going through the intros, if you haven't done it yet, definitely hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to this show, you should to this channel, to this show. You can't subscribe to the show, can you? No, you can't do that. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, definitely do that as well, because as you can see, we put on a quality production gaming podcast right here every Saturday. But let's get into the intros. And first off, I am going to introduce the sixth man of the gaming podcast world, except for right here on this channel. He is a starter, my brother Predator.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Glad to be here another week of the next podcast. Been busy this week. Did the show last night with Mooch, and I got another show coming up this week with Crap on his channel. But Happy to be here, man. I know we had a lot of fucking topics to go over tonight, so good ones too. Y'all in for a treat today.
Yeah, man. Dude, wide range, going from games to hardware to rumors, all that good stuff. We definitely have a lot to talk about. And I gotta say, man, I was able, because, putting the gameplay together, dude, you brought something new to the table. It's kind of like the shackles are off with you, and you're able to expand the gameplay even more now for the show, man. So I'm excited for everybody to check it out, man.
Good.
With that being said, next on the list, coming live from the 405, and he is extra energetic because OKC just basically won by a hair today. My brother, K Mega!
Thunder up, baby. And then tomorrow is the moment of truth, baby. Go Rams. Let's do this, man. Shock the world, beat them Saints in New Orleans. And, man, it's always good to be here. Definitely excited about the show. And always, man, just ready to get in some gaming tonight, man. I'm thinking about bringing the GRG game night back, Halo night. So if anybody is down for some Halo, please let me know so we can get in here, stream, have a good damn time. I'm ready for some Halo 5 tonight.
That sounds good. But our brother Yobi out there in the community, Yobi Dren, hooked me up with a birthday present, Hitman 2 Gold Edition, and I just started getting into that yesterday. I don't know, either one of you guys got Hitman 2?
No.
You're not Hitman fans, or
no?
No, I like Hitman. It's just, look, man. I'm a gamer on a budget.
If you like Hitman, man, you either gotta pull out that wallet or go out there on social media and hashtag Mooch, because I think you'll definitely like Hitman too, dude. I am having a blast playing that game right now.
Oh, I'm sure, no doubt about it.
What crappy gameplay is this right now?
Yeah,
the winner. That's
I could have swore I used this same gameplay like a year ago.
Oh,
the same. No, I did it first. I was the first person to bring some Hellblade to the table, and I think you was just a puppy at that time when you just came onto the show, and so you were just learning how to do gameplay. I was already bringing it to the public.
I used the same scene when I did my gameplay.
He did. I remember it. But there's something when it comes to this gameplay. I can't really make fun of it right now. K Mega. He brought a game out and put it on here. DOA. It's one of my favorite fighting games, and I can't make fun of it. Not only that, man, there's a little Power Stone in here as well. So I can kind of see how it won. Kind of.
Yeah. I mean,
cool. I give it.
I mean, this is all gameplay. So I mean, because I didn't, so.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot you guys were busy last week.
Yeah, we were busy. So
I was the only one that actually brought gameplay.
I brought gameplay. Right. What are you talking about, man? I didn't want you.
You should have been omitted anyway. You won the week.
Dude, right. I got so much gameplay kind of like stacked up, ready to go. I just have to like put them together into like 15 minutes, and there it is, right there. So, I don't know.
Thank you, people, for the votes, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Because this gameplay did not win that first time. So,
no, it didn't.
Second time's a charm. Second time's a charm. So, yeah.
Mine didn't win either when I used it.
Hey, I voted for you because I remember it was also in that gameplay. It was showing that big ass dragon that whatever the hell I think it was a dragon or whatever in that cave. And I voted for you. That was like that was like, man, like I just. So dope. So
yeah, K Mega he'll just never vote for me, like ever. I could have the hottest gameplay out there. I had Sonic the Hedgehog with.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Stop right there. You don't have the hottest gameplay.
Oh, dude, tonight I have a game that has never been on the show before. Not only that, I have a highlight scene, like a part of a gameplay that is absolutely kind of like iconic when it comes to video game gameplay and scenes, and I have kind of like an old school game as well. So I think I got a lot to bring to the table right now. But
I got you bums actually really putting and investing in the stuff, because I remember K Mega was on. That's why people was watching the gameplay. They wanted to know what K Mega was bringing to the table.
K Mega does emulator gameplay, man.
I do it all, baby. Yeah. Do it all,
dude. As soon as I see something that's not Xbox, I'm like, all right, PC emulator. There it is.
It could be PlayStation too. I'll put some PlayStation stuff on there.
Oh, dude, you cap off this gameplay at the end with a little
What a little
PlayStation.
God of War, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
the only thing is, in that entire gameplay, I did not see Kratos jump, and that is just weird to me, man. I
yeah,
don't know.
well, with those damn Valkyries, you can't do no jumping, even if there was a jump button in there.
To me, that sounds like an excuse right there. But yo, dude, I want to give a huge shout out to Next Podcast family here. Our brother Knox is trying to get into the Hangout. For some rhyme or reason, YouTube is being YouTube again. I had a couple issues getting the show together. Just little minor details that for some rhyme or reason YouTube just didn't want to do. And when that happens, there's usually at least one person that gets left out of the Hangout and has to like try doubly hard to get in. So we do have Knox around. Hopefully he gets in at some point in time. Hopefully, the link kicks over and he gets into the Hangout. But for now, you have the veterans on the panel. And since we're talking about veterans, let's go into a topic about a game that has been around for a long time. I remember playing the first couple iterations in the arcade and, my Super Nintendo, Genesis, stuff like that, and that would be Mortal Kombat. Guys, this past week, they have revealed Mortal Kombat 11. And my eyes popped out of their sockets. My jaw hit the floor. I had to get plastic surgery just to bring everything back together after seeing what they are doing for the next Mortal Kombat. Story-wise, they're going from Mortal Kombat 9 to 11. So I guess Mortal Kombat X was its own separate thing or whatnot. But let's go into the guy who loves fighters on the panel. K-Mega. Mortal Kombat 11, man. Did you catch the reveal? Did you see the story, the multiplayer, and all that good stuff?
I got to catch a little bit of it. I was at work and I was trying to, be in my truck and try to catch it while I was going live. And then I was like, no, I can't run over people. So I caught a little bit of it, and I've been saying I was going to go and check out the rest of it today, but then I just got caught up doing just random stuff around the house like a housemaid. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Anyway,
hold on.
yeah,
I was working and you were doing house stuff. That's like reversed right there, man.
I mean, I was because my old lady's gone. So since she was doing some stuff, and so I was just like, all right, man, let me just clean up in the kitchen, do a couple of things here, vacuum, blah blah blah.
She
blah,
gave you a list. She gave you a list.
No,
sir.
no,
yes, sir.
no.
Don't even play,
She
man.
did not give me. She's gonna be surprised. I was just over there running around doing stuff around the house, and so I was So this guy was asking me to play some 2K, and I said, yeah, give me 30 minutes. Next thing you know, I was like an hour, 2 hours later. I was like, God,
wow, that's just like your gameplay. But guys, I've been working all day, so I'm still kind of like energetic and everything right now.
We shut the hell up and let's get back to it. All right, let's talk about Mortal Kombat.
What did you see? What did you see about Mortal Kombat? Did you see any of the fighting?
Oh yeah. Oh no, those definitely. I caught a lot of the gameplay aspect of it, and I seen that they were doing they were kind of merging Injustice on top of with MK, because I think Chris said that, well, okay, like the customization of the characters, where like on Injustice that you can just add different armor pieces and things like that. They're implementing those. And Chris, last night we had Salty's Gaming and Chris on GRG last night, so go check it out. But Chris was making one point that I had to agree with him 100%, was that I hated the crypt in Mortal Kombat X. It just was, to me, I mean, it was cool at first, and then it became a little tedious because you got to keep going back to the same spot just to get to another level. And I'm like, come on. So I hope that they do away with the crypt or like shorten it or something. I hope that they use what they have with Injustice and implement that with the armors, because the new skins that they were putting on with the showing with like Scorpion and things like that look really dope. The fighting is next level. I said this last night too, so I'm gonna say this to everybody. This is gonna be quite shocking, but there's no question that NetherRealm is the king of fighters right now. I mean, even over my mighty Tekken, it is just no question that these guys just know how to bring a proper product, and just like, it blows my mind, because nobody, and I mean nobody, has put out anything using the Unreal Engine 4 in the sense
Dude,
of
the
fighting game.
graphics that
Yeah,
they showed
like
off, yo, Baraka, man, come on.
I mean, right? Like, I mean that. Then like, I did say this too. It was funny because I was like, man, I still got my hope for Mortal Kombat Killer Instinct crossover one day, and because when I seen Scarlet, she reminds me just like that chick from Killer Instinct. I can't think of her name right now, but she's like the vampire chick. Like,
yeah, I forgot her name.
yeah, I can't think of her name right now, but I was like, what? Like, but I mean, just everything about what Mortal Kombat does, man. Even taking the gore to the whole next level when Baraka's tearing the skin off of the
Dude,
flesh.
that looks so realistic,
It
man.
looks
Like,
so sick.
Dude,
Right, and then like I'm still, the thing with the story is kind of crazy, but it's still epic at the same time because again, Mortal Kombat, the people in NetherRealm, they just know what they're doing with the stories. There's no Japanese fighter out there that can make a story like what Mortal Kombat does. Their story modes is epic as fuck, and it's just like, man, it's just because I see Liu Kang is young and they show Kung Lao young. I'm like, what's Shao Kahn's back? What the hell is going on?
Yo, Shinnok, which is basically, if you saw the prologue, fucking Raiden is off the charts right now. He's doing his Red Lightning thing, man. We got Dark Raiden going on. He cut Shinnok's head off.
Right. Like that was the thing about seeing Raiden. They brought that. I don't know if that was Mortal Kombat Armageddon or the one after that. Where
it was Mortal Kombat 9, right after Mortal Kombat 9, because I remember dealing with Shinnok there, and
no, it's before Mortal Kombat 9. This is when like they kind of rewrote the whole story pretty much, where everybody was dead. Like, I mean, it was. I think it was Armageddon. I don't know. I see Bam in here. He'll get me straight. But yeah, Myra. That's the chick's name in Killer Instinct, Myra. But the chick that looked like Scarlet or vice versa. But regardless, it just, I mean, I'm so excited for it, man. I'm excited about Jump Force, but I got to say, man, I mean, like Mortal Kombat just took it to a whole
that was going to be my question with you, K Mega, because my oldest son, he loves fighting games, and he isn't as much into anime as, say, Bloody is from GRG, but he is, I guess you could say, moderately into anime. So I showed him the Mortal Kombat 11 reveal, and I was like, yo, does this look day one? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, how about this? You saw this? You saw Jump Force, prediction for Fighter of the Year, and then he kind of froze up because he wants it to be Jump Force, but I think his mind is telling him that Mortal Kombat just blew it out the water. What do you think, man? If you had to decide with either Jump Force or Mortal Kombat 11, this was, there was no getting both of them. From what you've seen so far, which one would you pick, man?
Oh boy, that's gonna be pretty goddamn
Dude,
tough.
That's so easy, Mortal Kombat.
No, it's not easy, man. I'm telling you, I've been playing some Jump Force, and at first I was kind of like, okay, yeah. But then when I started understanding the combo system and then start playing with characters that I liked, like when I started playing with Ichiro, I was kind of like, whoa. And then I started playing with Ken from Fist of the North Star. He's got a crazy kind of learning curve. Then I'm start playing with other characters. Like, I'm not just going straight to Goku or the DBZ fighters or the Naruto fighters. I did play with Sasuke today, but then the thing went in maintenance again, and then so it has the same type of crazy demo issue like DBZ Fighters did, and so I don't know what the hell that is. But regardless,
dude, I know you're gonna be on a delay right now, but since you couldn't just right off the bat say Mortal Kombat, I'm giving you a fail right now. All right, you'll see it. You will see it. You will see it. There is no way. No way.
Look, bro,
Come on, bro.
It's a tough thing for me because, I mean, also Dead or Alive 6 is on the scene too. So I mean, like, Mortal Kombat overall will be the more popular game, I think, with pretty much almost everybody except for anime fans. That's the one thing about Mortal Kombat that is revolutionized fighting to the point that, and Street Fighter and Tekken, you got to give Tekken that credit too, is that those games cross over to gamers that aren't even gamers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sorry, not gamers, but
Tekken. They're making Tekken for like 7 people. All right.
Okay,
Now,
well, I mean that's fine. I mean, people still like Tekken, so regardless. But anyway, the thing of it is that those are crossover type of fighters, and Mortal Kombat probably leads the pack with those because it's just, I mean, we're talking about almost 30 years, and you go back to Mortal Kombat 1 when it was a phenomenon, and then it dropped off, and you thought Mortal Kombat wasn't going to be the same after Mortal Kombat 4 because that was horrendous, and then they started making all these other little changes, making little side games and things like that. And then when you thought they were coming back with Armageddon and others, and then next thing you know, they come with DC versus Mortal Kombat, and that wasn't that great. I still like to get that on backwards compatible though, but
that wasn't that great. But I still want to play it on my Xbox.
Yeah, I love my fighters.
Right.
I love my fighters.
Yeah, we can definitely tell, dude. I could have just went and made a sandwich, possibly one of those Cuban sandwiches that you got to throw the grill down and everything. I would have came back. You would have still been talking about this. But I want to get the perspective of a gamer who might not necessarily be into fighters that much. So, Predator, I got to know, did you catch the reveal? And if you did, what do you think so far, man?
I did, man. I was like, man, this looks so gruesome. Like this. That was the first thing that jumped out at me, like, because I remember the old Mortal Kombat back in the day, back when I was younger, and going and playing them in the arcade, and watching people do all the fatalities and stuff like that. And that was like the extent of the gruesomeness. The fatalities were like, you wanted to do that because it was the most gruesome thing.
Yeah, now there's blood flying everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. It's like crazy that they have like just like the simple, like, I wouldn't call them full power moves. Like, they're like the simple like punches and shit that can turn into something crazy. I think at the end of that, when he fucking like pulled his face off.
Yo, that fatality was sick too. Oh my goodness, man.
Ate his brain. I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be pretty hot. But I'm not a fighter guy. I will pick it up, but I won't play it that much, if that makes any sense.
Well, Pred, did you play Mortal Kombat X at all?
I haven't played Mortal Kombat, man, and probably since the Genesis days, to be honest with you.
Okay, I got you. But like, after seeing Mortal Kombat 11, and I know graphically, that's the first thing that catches you, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What do you think? Are you possibly getting into Mortal Kombat? Might this be a game that you pick up when it comes out, man?
I'll be busy playing 2 other games around that time. So like, and I'm not a fighter genre person. If my kids want it, I might pick it up for them. But
it just sounded like it pumped up some of that nostalgia, though. Like,
no, I mean, I'd be interested in it. Let's put it that way. But I mean, depends on what I have going on at the time. It might be one of those games I pick up. Well, I'm fucking bored. It's only $30 and get it. Something I pick up on sale. But even again, if I got it, because I got like, what was it, Injustice, right, or Justice 2, and I barely played that game. My kids wanted it. I was like, I'll fuck with it for a little bit. But I just don't do fighters, man. I've never been a big fan of fighters, especially like competitively, and people doing all these crazy moves on my ass. I'm like, just give me a game with a gun. I'm straight.
I got you, bro. Yo, there was something about the reveal that I thought, in terms of gameplay wise, from playing Mortal Kombat X, that I thought was a really good kind of like step forward with the next Mortal Kombat. And before I do that, I just want to give a huge shout out for Sleepy Goblin, who finally made it to the show. We've been waiting for you, man. Not only that, Yobi Dren is in the chat. Of course, Alan Roberts is there. And my brother from Xbox Nation, Saltiest Gaming, is in the chat. What is up, everybody? Guys, we are talking about Mortal Kombat 11, and I was just going to get into the different meters that they were showing. Now, if you guys have played Mortal Kombat X, you know that there was one meter where you can do kind of like an extra offensive move, an extra defensive move, or you could do the, I think it was called the X-ray. The X-ray move, where you went in and you just did like crazy damage on the character. Now, what they did for Mortal Kombat 11 was they split all that up. So now you have an offensive move meter, a defensive move meter, and your X-ray are all completely separate. Mega, I gotta ask you, what did you think about the meter in Mortal Kombat X? I like how it brought everything together in terms of building up for the X-ray move, that more brutal move that took out more of your opponent's life bar. But what do you think about them separating? Do you think that that was kind of like the natural progression? Do you think that you'll get into the game more and focus more on that bar instead of just kind of what I used to do is I used to just fill it up for the X-ray move, and that's the way I did that. But what do you think about that, man?
No, I think it's really cool because that was one of the things I was thinking about was how they're going to pull off. Are they going to pull off double X-rays, or are they going to implement something else? And then this final blow thing is just exactly what I was hoping that it was.
Vengeance in the chat. He was like, "It's fatal blow now." All right, I know that, but it's gonna take me a while to get off calling it X-ray. I'm sorry.
Well, me too. But I love it. I love that. And then I guess and then especially like how they capture it with the camera, how like it's fast and it's slow, and when they finish you off like in a crazy slow damn motion. I mean that. Bruh, it brings a lot more thoughts into what you want to do instead of trying to hold it. And then of course that you have those kind of like those enhanced moves that you can use, like when you use your special, you can enhance them, add a little bit more to combos. I like it's finally, this game it's always been great, but it's finally, I think that this game might get some big traction in Evo. Maybe because Mortal Kombat it gets a little love out there, but it mostly belongs to the Japanese fighters out there at Evo. But this game might go ahead and might jump up there to a high plateau up at Evo, and I hope it does because it looks amazing. It really does look amazing.
Yeah,
I'm boy. I'm. You see how hype? You hear how hype?
Yeah,
I
hear it, man. You're
I'm
losing words and everything. You're just like, just man. Release it now. Like
I know, I love fighters, man. And this is like when you're putting in all the beautiful graphics and then just all the other enhancements to it. Plus, the one thing that I really am excited about, like I said earlier, was the customization of the character.
Dude, that's exactly what I want. I wanted to actually get into the customization because for people out there, kind of might be in Predators. Oh,
yo, y'all got me. I hear me.
Yo, what is up? Knox has made it,
yeah, man, technical difficulties, fam. My bad, man.
No, it's all good, brother. I let people know that, YouTube was doing what it does, every couple months, and it was being kind of an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it did it to kind of like the newest member. You're not new anymore, but you're still young on the show. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. But
we've all gone through it, man.
I was struggling. I couldn't get in. No way, no. And even on the phone, I couldn't get in. I'm like, yo, I'm clicking Mega's link. I'm clicking Pred's link. I couldn't get in no matter what.
Yo, he went down the road to the bodega, and he just he got a phone from there and powered it up, man. But
yeah, man.
No, check this out. We were talking about the Mortal Kombat 11 reveal, and of course Mega was fangirling over here, talking for like 15 minutes about it. But I'm excited about it too. I gotta say, like my personal thoughts, graphically looks absolutely outstanding. What they're doing with the gameplay and separating the power bars now to have like your offense power bar, defense, fatal blow, all separate. Hey, I did it, Vengeance. I'm starting Fatal Blow now. I'm not gonna say X-Ray anymore. But yo, Knox, did you get a chance to check out the reveal for the next Mortal Kombat?
Nah, bro. I didn't get to check.
You're fired. You are so fired right now.
I didn't get to check anything out, bro, because with all the nonsense, yo, my dude, I've been working 12-hour shifts, man, just basically working and sleeping, and I can't really I can't do any of the stuff that I do. I can't
even think for myself right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's almost over. It'll be over this Sunday, thankfully, man. So
I hear you clapping about it too.
Yeah, my dude. Like I got mandated today, bro. I just did 16, and I'm jumping on him. Like, yo, I'm not gonna miss the show, man. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But I love Mortal Kombat, bro. Like, to me, that's the premier fighter. Like, I love their storytelling. Ever since they reinvented it. With, I believe, was what, like 9, right? Like 9 was the one that reinvented it, where they kind of put all like 1, 2, and 3's primary stories into one thing. And
I think 9 didn't 9 the I know the main I remember the main villain was Chinook. He was an elder god.
Yeah, but they kind of took all of them. Like they took everything from part one, part two, and part three, and kind of like melded it together and made nine like this
All right,
whole
Mega, you were
reinvented
right. My
story.
my apologies there. Now you got somebody else backing you up on that whole thing. I
No,
think
yeah,
you said 9, so
and that was dope, and that's something that I like. That's what I like about Injustice. That's what I like about Mortal Kombat, like that, making you play with different characters as you go through the story. That's dope. That's something I want to see in more fighting games.
mhm.
So if this one got it, I mean, they're gonna deliver. I haven't got to check it out. I certainly will, but I don't have any quarrels in believing that they're gonna deliver an excellent ass game because they always do.
Well,
Injustice,
it's
yeah.
funny that you brought up 9 because, like you said, you didn't check it out. So I will let you know the story in Mortal Kombat 11 picks up right at the end of 9. So I guess Mortal Kombat X was its own kind of like separate Mortal Kombat with its own separate story. But this one, it starts off right after 9. It's got you're gonna have Dark Raiden. So you're gonna have Raiden with the red lightning, everything like that, and he actually has Shinnok bound, and he ends up cutting his head off. But you can't kill an elder god, so like it's just his head, kind of like on the table. So
Nah, yo, however they spin it, as long as they make it intriguing and entertaining, I'm all for it, bro. Because I like the way that they deliver that. Like they do it very well with Injustice. Even like a lot of people have a big issue with Superman being the bad guy. I thought that was dope. You know, because to me, Batman is the bad guy, is the good guy of good guys. Superman, if I was Superman, I'd be just as a badass. I'd be even worse than him. You know what I mean? So I like the way that they deliver their story. So I don't I think that I think it's gonna be great. And I
all
think
right.
ultimately, yeah, they've delivered. So, it's like CD Project Red, bro. Those are granted.
It
Those are
does great.
granted, bro.
Day one off the. You don't even have to look at it. You just know day
Nah,
one. It's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be in your library.
yeah.
Yo,
I cops it.
how about this though? How about this? We're gonna put another little twist on this. Dude, the limited collector's edition, which is gonna have I guess a full sized scorpion mask. For the new kind of like scorpion look of this game. It's gonna have kind of like a lore book. Of course, you're gonna get the DLC, the season pass for it, and the game. The whole thing together. I thought it was $150 when they first said it. No, it's $300, dude. What do you think about you know them going out and having the cojones to be like, you know what, this limited edition, we're throwing so much in it, $300. Would you think
Li-
about getting that, yeah?
Listen, I'm not Mr. Boomstick XL. Shout out to him. I know he cops all that
He
good
buys
shit.
everything.
But if Scorpion ain't in my crib serving me dinner and going get over here when he does it,
I'm done.
I'm not paying $300 for it. You wildin', you bugging. Nah. But if you're into that and hey, it's a drop in the bucket for you. Go ahead. Me, nah, bro. He gonna have to be my servant for a week for me to pay
Yo,
$300.
they have to give Scorpion a butler costume now, man. After you said that, it's got to be in the game.
You gotta be like, Knox, get over here. I got dinner. All right, Scorpion, good looking out, and then heat it up with his fire. Take off the mask.
Wow, dude, you are asking a lot right there.
For $300. That's what I gotta get. Shit.
Well, hold on. All right, Predator. What do you think about the collector's edition? I think this is the priciest collector's edition I've ever seen, but it does come with something unique with the Scorpion mask.
Let me get another brew.
Do you?
No.
Oh, well, if she's getting another brew for you, she's getting one for all of us. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yo, Pred, what do you think about the price for the limited edition? Is that ridiculous in your opinion, man?
Ain't no fucking way, man. There's no,
I'm telling you.
like, no, like no, and then like I don't even know if they're gonna have like, I mean, the game's gonna be what, $59.99, right?
Yeah.
And you have to buy other characters and shit, or buy the season 2 pass and other bullshit like that too, and like. And honestly, if that's the case, and you're really like a hardcore person, you go get the cheap version first, and you want to get all the other shit that comes with it, if you have to pay for it, you're probably going to spend $300 on the game anyway. But if all that comes with it, I guess, I mean, it's a budget deal, I guess, but there's no fucking way. I would never spend that much for a fucking season for a collector's edition.
See, for some reason,
you just want to open it. You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't even. I can't open. I gotta buy the game still. Like I gotta keep this all together. You know what I'm saying?
But some people are selling it like on eBay. Like they're gonna turn around and
yeah,
sell
they're
it for
doubling. They're doubling their pre-order price.
Yeah.
They're selling it for like $600 right now.
That's why. That's why they're gonna double that. They're gonna double that investment. They're gonna do. Of course. Okay.
I know a couple people in the community that probably are already doing that right now. Man, they're on that eBay and Amazon like no other. But Predator, I kind of figured that, you know, with you not being into fighting games and stuff like that, you would kind of be like, nah. So let's go to the fighting game, man, on the panel. K-Mega, $300, but you get the Scorpion mask, you get the book, you get basically the season pass for all the DLC and the game. $300, man. Would you spend that much money on one game?
I'm thinking about risking it all, Jack.
What? Really?
I was going to go ahead and get the collector's edition of Jump Force, but for this, you know, I'm going to have to
get your Switch, man. You're supposed to get that too.
Look, man. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Yo, Lady Mega is never getting that thing.
They keep on pumping up this greatness. I don't know what to do. I mean,
no wonder why he was cleaning the house today, man.
Hey, man,
buy him another month or something.
She actually really enjoys Mortal Kombat, so I could get surprised that she might get it for me. So it's, you know what I'm saying, she really likes it. So. And she's not a gamer. She just likes looking at me play or just watching. When I'm playing other
she likes looking at me. I'm sorry, that just sounded weird in my mind. I don't know.
It's just like that Sling TV commercial. We like to play.
Is that story? That's the way they tell that story is so dope that I could totally understand why she would sit there and watch you play.
I don't think she's spending $300 on one game for you, Mega.
Hey man, look, you know what? She knows this shit keeps me home. So if I was hitting these streets, it might be messy. So she's just like, you know what? You do what you do, baby. I was like, that's my girl. But other than that, like, man, it's I'm thinking about risking it all, man. I mean, I'm right here close to getting my PC ready, so that has to be first and foremost. So. I was going to get that Jump Force one, but that Mortal Kombat thing, I think I'm going to risk it all. And if I do, I'm definitely going to get I'm going to show it off. But
dude,
yeah,
if you buy
that package, because I got the Tekken one,
but it's $300, man. You better do like an unboxing or something like that.
I'm going to do the unboxing for it, yeah. But I'm saying, like, I'm like Fred, I'm not opening the package. I mean, just like with the Tekken 7, I bought the collector's edition with the statues. And that Tekken 7 hasn't been unwrapped. I'm not opening it up.
Hold on, Mega. Let me get this straight. You will spend $300 on the collector's edition, and then go ahead and spend another $60, possibly plus the season pass, just to play the game?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
For $300, Scorpion better come through and do the unboxing.
Look, if I like a game, I'm going to support that game, and that's like Tekken. I got Tekken on everything that can be on. So I got that collector's edition. Yeah. Mortal Kombat's got me really hyped. As you can tell, I'm stumbling and bumbling and not talking right. People might be thinking I'm sick or something, but dude,
I'm checking the chat right now to see what people are saying about this, man.
Yeah. So somebody said, oh yeah, Don said, can't make your tax return check. Will not. It's coming, man. It's coming anyway.
No, the only other compensation is if UK Dazarus comes through with a 6-pack and plays Mortal Kombat with you. While Scorpion
it looks dope, man.
By the way, I want to say about Daz, I saw a picture today, and yes, he has a mod. He vapes as well, so I am not the only one. I do want to give a huge shout out to somebody I see in the chat right now who has come up with K-Mega when we're out there in the Facebook streets and stuff talking games. Yo, dude, our brother Microbox of X is in the chat right now. What is going on, man?
Box of X, my man.
Dude, it is it is so good to have him back on YouTube, man. That
It is.
is, uh, dude. Don't no more vacations, man. That's it. You're here for good now. But so all right, so $300. I guess K Mega, you guys heard it here. You can come back and check it out afterwards. You know, once the video is processed, and let people know we have it on show. He would buy the $300 and then go and buy the game again to be able to play it. Man, that's serious right there.
Oh yeah, I buy digital. Yeah, I definitely buy digital. I mean that's the only way I go now. So yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I don't know, man. If it's something that you really enjoy, you love, I'm going to support it, man. I'm going to go all out. I'm going to risk it all.
I got you. Well, speaking of going all out, guys, it seems that I think it was Games Radar came out with an article. There's a certain game coming out in February, going into Game Pass date, and that game is called Crackdown 3.
Crack DZ.
I am so hyped for this game. I cannot wait. And guess what? This article actually has me even more excited. I knew that when it came to the multiplayer and using the cloud for destruction, it was going to be something that, we haven't really seen in gaming. Yes, we've seen destruction, but to be able to pick up the debris and chuck it at somebody, and so many different ways of playing the game, and I think it's going to be something fresh, something brand new, and I think a lot of people are going to get into it. And I guess Games Radar thinks that people are going to get into it too, because they're finally praising it. Holy crap! We actually have gaming media saying good things about an Xbox exclusive coming out. Yo, Predator, I gotta ask, did you check out this article? What do you think, man? Do you think people might be turning around if this game is as good as they say, the multiplayer anyway is as good as they say? Do you think there's gonna be people out there kind of eating crow at all the negativity they were throwing at this title, man?
I didn't read the whole article. I read the title and some of the stuff that people were saying on Twitter about it, so I kind of got the gist of it. But I mean, they're praising the multiplayer, but they're gonna knock it on the single player side for some reason. Like it's just because it's an Xbox game. Like so, I'm still expecting it to be in the 80s, but I think they're gonna knock it down for some stupid shit. Like some random dumb shit that never pops up. Like they always do with every game we get. And there's gonna be that one or two rabbit ass reviewers that gives it like a 40 or something to get clicks on their website. So I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, if you enjoy the game, you enjoy the game. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to play with the cloud destruction. I've never played the Crackdown series. I didn't want to go back with 1 and 2. With this one being so like this
right around the corner, basically.
Yeah, with it not just it being around the corner, but also the fact that I've never played it before, and I want to get immersed into the most current version of the game, because if I get let down in 1 or 2, I may not want to play 3.
Yo, check this out. Yo, Predator, they even said in the article, they even gave props to the graphics and the art style of the game. Can you believe that, man?
Yeah, and I'm glad they stuck with this one. Because we've had some cancellations, and this was rumored, not rumored, but there are people calling for this to be like just destroyed and burnt and sent to Hades. So it's a money pit, all the stuff that we heard about the game before.
Shit, it's the dawn.
Oh shit, it's the dawn.
Oh shit,
I love that intro. Yeah, oh shit.
I'm excited about it, but I'm happy they're giving it praise now. But there's going to be one that praises it, and there's going to be another 3 or 4 that's going to give it shit. So let's just see what the review scores come out and looking like, and how other people talk about it. But so far, it seems like it's been pretty well received.
Dude, I'm going to be really honest with you, man. I got excited that for once, somebody put an article out on, the website. Like, I've been looking forward to this game ever since they announced it. And when we started seeing what they were doing with the cloud destruction and all that good stuff, like, it's been a long time coming. And of course, it has been going through kind of like the negative mill of comments on social media and stuff like that. It almost came to the point where if you were excited for the game, like, people on Twitter would cuss this,
come at you.
Yeah, cuss the shit out of you for some reason. Like, you can't like that. And I'm like, I never understood why. So it was good to see, like, an actual article, people getting excited who have had their hands on time with the multiplayer. Since we have the Don here. What is up, Don? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I hear K Mega spent $300 on video games, so I figured I'm gonna have a K Mega edition of my game.
As long as you got Scorpion coming through and making biscuits and all that, you good money.
If it's got fighting in it, then I don't know.
I just want people to understand that it's only for those who want to spend the $300.
So.
He's not even going to tell you what you get extra. You just got to spend the money first. Like,
oh man.
How much of a troll would that be? Just like a mystery box?
Mystery box. Call it the K Mega mystery box.
It's a skin.
It's a damn.
You get like 2 razor blades and like a.
What the fuck?
It's Don's avatar. A nickel.
Bag of dicks.
Oh man.
Don's avatar, a signed portrait, 2 razors, and like.
Don't say signed portrait. He'll put that in, and it will be the weirdest picture ever.
Well, I said a signed portrait. I didn't say a signed portrait of what. That's
exactly.
It probably is that yak, the Cambodian yak I've been talking about for the last couple of years.
Yak.
That stuff's cool on my PC right now. That stuff is champ.
Oh yeah. Oh, I saw that too, man. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Yo, Don, what do you think about this article talking about Crackdown? I'm pretty sure. I think you're excited for the game like me, right? I think we have been pretty hyped about this game during its development. I'm not sure. Did you see the article from, I think it was Games Radar?
Yeah, I saw the article. Here's the thing. Don't care about their opinion. I just want to play the game. I like Crackdown. I like Crackdown 1. Didn't like Crackdown 2, and I wanted a proper successor ever since Crackdown 1. So
I don't know what was the big like I played both of them. I like Crackdown 1 and 2.
The controls were kind of just not on point is in comparison to 1. 1 like responded so much better than 2.
But isn't that's a piece of the whole though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand if you're like, you know what, the controls weren't that great, but like you just completely didn't like the second one?
Yeah, the controls were not for the turn off. I wouldn't be able to get very deep into the game where I just like, yep, this looks like they messed it up. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. And I know you liked Crackdown 2, so you have a different take on it. But yeah, I've been excited for Crackdown ever since Phil wore the t-shirt on Jimmy Fallon. And so I really haven't cared what other people's opinions about. I always knew the destructible environments were going to be there. I also knew the original thing they showed was a tech demo, which was different than actual game. I've been saying, hey, that doesn't necessarily make the game fun. And then you have other people that worked on the series, on the new Crackdown 3, said the same things. So, I mean, this is something I've seen for a long time coming. I'm glad that it looks like it may get a fair shake as far as the media is concerned. More people may give it a shot. But outside of that, I'm just excited to play it. I'm just excited to play the campaign as I am the multiplayer. And I can't wait to go co-op and just go blasting through this game. It's going to be a blast.
Nice, bro. I'm with you on that. I'm excited for the whole game. But I know I'm a Crackdown fan, and I know there's other people out there that might not have gotten into the first couple. I think this cloud destruction and this the new experiences that you're not going to be able to get in other games when it comes to what they're doing with this multiplayer. I really feel like it's going to bring more people into the Crackdown universe and get them to be like, damn, this game is crazy. Possibly even check out the ones previous before that destruction or whatnot.
And to be honest with you, Bot, you're a different type of fan when it comes to Crackdown because you like to. I mean, that's a whole nother thing on top of that. But
dude, I got the toy box DLC. I was running around with the rocket boots and everything, man.
Yeah, here's the other thing too. Is like this is what I've been kind of talking about for a long period of time. Is the destructible environments and all that sort of stuff. This is just the start. This is where you see that kind of churn happen, where you see like things that can't run locally that makes more sense to run remotely, and some things make more sense to run locally. This is where gives you kind of a glimpse where games are going to be going forward. And so that's what's exciting for me, because I know this stuff all works. I also knew that they weren't going to give up on it because you want Satya to be on your side. You have to make sure this thing works, right? Like he's all about the cloud compute on his end. He wants to see that grow and get more customers. So, there's a reason why Crackdown really wasn't going to get canceled as far as that stuff goes, at least from the multiplayer side of things.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you definitely see that, especially Satya with the whole kind of like cloud movement and everything like that. I can see where no matter what they were coming out with this game, they were getting everything to work, and I get to reap the benefits of this because I have Game Pass. I'll be able to go in, for my $10 a month, and on release day of this game, I will be able to play it. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man, who just hit up the super chat. And of course, because nobody else is talking about it, Ace Combat 7 is awesome. Yo, brother, I am glad you are having fun with that game. I used to go in and play flight simulators with my older brother growing up, with the Genesis, and we had a lot of fun doing that, man. It was a lot of fun. So I'm glad you're having fun with it. Unfortunately, I don't have the game. Otherwise, I'd play with you, man. But yo, Knox, what do you think? I know you've been working, so you heard what we're talking about with this article. Yo, somebody from the gaming media is actually praising the Crackdown multiplayer. I don't know. Do you think we slipped into some other like realm of reality? What do you think's going on here?
To me, that says a lot because, first and foremost, I am not the biggest Crackdown fan. I want to be drawn in. I want to be brought into this. So Crackdown 3 is going to serve two purposes. It's going to make me become a fan of the Crackdown franchise, and it's also going to make me say, yo, Game Pass is valid. Like I wanted to do both of those, right? So we're hearing these reviews on the multiplayer, especially with the stigma that came out, prior to this article, which was like, oh, it's auto aim, whatever, and everybody was beefing and bitching and moaning about that, right? Mm-hmm. So now that we've gotten past that, and it's a valid multiplayer that's fun and entertaining, I am glad to hear that. But I want the campaign to be good as well. So like Pred was saying, like, they're probably gonna like shit on the campaign. I hope not. You know what I mean? Like let's have it be subjective, right? Play it. Tell me what you think. If the multiplayer's that good, right? Mm-hmm. Then I'm gonna assume the foundation to that multiplayer has to come from the campaign, correct?
Yeah.
So then I'm expecting the campaign is gonna be just as awesome, and I hope it is, because that's what I really want. I want to be drawn in. I want to become a Crackdown fan. So
I was going to say, one thing I want to let you know about the campaigns when it comes to Crackdown, it is a very open story. You have like different gangs throughout the city, and basically you can decide like how you want to take them down, which gangs you want to go after and stuff like that. A lot of the campaign stuff is like is having fun jumping from building to building, getting your agility orbs, figuring out how you're taking out these criminals. If you're using more melee attacks, you're going to become stronger, and then you're able to like lift up trucks and stuff like that and throw it at them.
I would argue the open worldness of Crackdown is the best structure I've ever seen in any open world game.
Oh wow. Dude, that's saying a lot. Like,
you really think about it, like all the open world games I go back to, I'm like, I go back to Crackdown 1, and I can only speak for 1 because I didn't really spend a lot of time on 2. 1, it just makes sense because like the whole point of open world, right, is to explore, and it encourages that. It encourages you to explore. Boom! Next thing you know, you run into a gang. Then you realize the announcer says, "Hey, you're gimped. You can't handle this," right? And so you have to do the fight or flight, and if you want to challenge, you can tackle it. And if you don't, you want to back off and level up your character. And then what happens is that it's dense enough where you have this level of discovery. You can take the challenge wherever you want in regards to that, and you basically it has a good structure to it because everywhere you go, it's like meaningful. They put orbs in the right place, like. I can't see a flaw in the first open world layout of the first one. So if they build on anything on this next one along those lines, I'm ready.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think they are like Phil Spencer's been like very heavily behind the game.
He wants this to be a pillar franchise for
yeah,
Xbox.
yeah. He does, and with that dude, I gotta give him his props. You know what I mean? Like whatever he wants to make s'mores and lattes for dudes. That's cool. But on the up and up though, the man does keep it real when it comes to his gaming. Like he said the game that I like, what's that jump off the Cuphead, right? That he said that shit was gonna be a great game, and to me that shit that was a hot ass game. I really enjoyed that game. Like that game was just dope. Like so far he hasn't shitted on me personally. That's a me thing, right? Like he hasn't steered me wrong. I don't think he's gonna steer me wrong here. I want to become an adopter of the franchise. So make me become that. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, make me embrace Game Pass as well. Make me say, hey, my Game Pass subscription is valid because of this. This game is awesome. I didn't have to go buy it. I wholeheartedly would have. But I didn't have to because it's here, because Microsoft provides that service. You know what I mean? Like those are the two things. Make me become an adopter of the franchise. Make me become an adopter of Game Pass. You kill two birds with one stone, and you do it, perfectly.
Dude, the thing about Game Pass is if you decide that you want to buy the game, and I know you've had Game Pass for a while now, you'll actually get the game if you buy it digitally. You'll get it at a discount. Just because you have Game Pass as well.
Oh, no, yeah. I got it for 700 months. But
you said what?
Oh yeah, I got it for 700 months.
700 months.
700 months. Y'all figure out how many years that is, but I got it for 700 months.
I'm not even trying right now, man. I'm not even doing it.
Can you tell me how much guac that is?
In guac, I'm gonna tell you that's like 250 guac.
Okay.
It's okay. Math's hard.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mega, what do you think about this article? Talking about the multiplayer. Finally, hearing people, because people are on this whole everything needs to be realistic looking, even though there's so many people playing a game like Fortnite or whatever. I think they were just using that whole realism or realistic as something to kind of, a stone to throw at the game. So what do you think about this article actually coming out and saying that the graphics look great, talking about the multiplayer, saying that they've experienced things that they can't experience in other games, man? Does this get you even more excited for Crackdown?
If anybody has dreams on their little PlayStation list, and then they talk about Crackdown.
Oh no.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or Sea of Thieves in a disrespectful way, send that shit to Hades. Real talk. The thing of it is with me is I'm with Don, and I've said this. Like, if there's a game that I like, I'm going to get it regardless. I do not care about reviews, things like that. I do. It did feel good to see that article about Crackdown, because I was already thinking that it was going to be an onslaught of just negative press just because of the game being delayed as long as it was. It was getting, it got it to the point to where a lot of people was thinking that it was going to be, it was going to not ever come and see the light of day, all of that. But to see the one thing about that article that made me more hyped about any part of it was they cussing in it. They saying goddamn spectacular. That's their words. Goddamn spectacular. They was like, that multiplayer is intense. It's fun. It was just, it's like something like they haven't played. Like, it was a blast. And like it's at the end, in quotes, goddamn spectacular.
All right. Okay, he's back.
What'd you say?
Yo, you dipped out for like 3 seconds and then came back.
Yeah, it's because he couldn't hear you over your vape.
No, they could. The people watching the show actually don't hear me vape. That is an exclusive now to you guys on the panel.
Oh, really?
Really?
Is that what it is? Okay. Okay.
All right. I
Well,
figure I got to find new ways to keep on giving to the panel. So I thought we'll put my vaping as exclusive to you guys. Okay.
Well, that Resident Evil is fire. My bad.
Yo, what?
well, boy, that was last week.
Yeah.
I know that shit was random, but yo, that shit is fire, my. Like,
it is very impressive. It is.
Yeah, yo,
better than 7. Oh.
Yeah.
Yo, I loved 7. That's a must buy. My bad, Mega. Go ahead, bro.
No, you're fine. This show is almost turned to GRG because
it's
like
it's
to go
like
left,
two steps from GRG right now.
Just a couple of levels. Pretty soon it's going to be like everybody just saying just random shit like, "Hey man, what about you think about the shutdown?" No. Anyway, let's not go there.
Well, we don't have a Donald Trump on the panel though. So
no. There's only one Donald Trump on YouTube, and that's my boy Livewire. Anyway, so but no, it's very encouraging, but other than that, like, I mean, just if there's something that you was interested in wanting to play, then play it. I know that one of the main factors is that, well, why they haven't advertised it. I think we're going to get into another topic here a little bit later, so I'll save that thought for.
Well, no, we could, because everybody shared kind of like their thought on the article, and my whole thing about this is, you're seeing some.
Wait, you got Brett's opinion?
Huh?
I don't think you got Brett's opinion.
Yeah, no, he did. He said that when it comes to the multiplayer, they're talking about it, and then see, Don, I know you haven't been around in a while. I'm not on my shit right now. Okay, I'm good.
I just came off finishing a game before I hopped in here, so I'm sorry.
But we're getting
fire gameplay. That's what it was.
The game's getting some positive press. You know what I'm saying? And of course, there's a lot of people talking about the marketing. And when it comes down to it, if there's anybody who I think should be kind of like concerned about their spot inside Xbox, I think it's my brother Aaron Greenberg. But what do you think, man? Do you think that this game still needs to be marketed? What do you think about that whole side of this game going forward, man?
Well, I think that this is one of the things, and it's going to be tied into what also Mikey Barr said this morning. That's going to be pretty interesting. I think Microsoft. I said this last week too. Microsoft has four of the biggest games. Market the marketing rights for 4 of the biggest games to come out in February.
Yep.
Crackdown's going to be one of those games. Every last one of these games are going to have a place for something. And when Mikey Barr alluded to what games are going to be on Game Pass, like he's like, you're gonna trip out. I'm thinking that maybe one of these games, one of these new games are going to be on Game Pass with Crackdown, and that's going to help the advertising aspect of it, because they want Crackdown to be kind of like that flagship game to show to really promote Game Pass. Like, this is a really high quality game, even though we know we had Forza and Halos coming down the line, and then of course the rest of them. But for right here, starting in 2019, we're bringing you a stellar game. Forget about what all this other shit that you've been speculating and whatever. We're going to bring you a good quality game, and then we're going to bring you something else. So just think if they bring in Jump Force or Metro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, to be there. Because like I said, Metro is going to be that game. There's so many games coming out in this next month that, and especially at the end of the month. I mean, look, you've got Resident Evil and you got Kingdom Hearts 3 that's coming at the end of the month. Then you jump into February and you got all these other big games. I really think, even though Metro looked amazing, but I think that might be the game that's going to be left out, and a lot of people are going to wait to get it like maybe next year. What would be the best way to get people on board with Metro is put it
on Game Pass, baby.
That, and then you have Crackdown and you have Metro on Game Pass. That shit would be crunk.
Yeah, and you can, hell yeah, you right, Mega, and you'll have mad people. Yo, my dude, you put Metro and Crackdown on Game Pass, my dude. That would be nuts, my dude. Like, I can't fathom the shit. Like,
and you know what, that could be, like I said, you know me, I like to kind of stretch my arms out kind of long about when I make my predictions on things, right?
Oh, we know that. We know that.
Right. Well, you know that. But this is the thing right here with me, is that Mikey Barr wouldn't have just came out and says, "Oh man, the lineups," and then you bring out I don't know, Sleeping Dogs. I have no clue what they're just saying. It's just they have to have something
I think
up
that's
their
already
sleeve
in
to
Game
bring.
Pass, brother.
I know.
Oh,
I know,
you pull it
I'm
out.
just-
All right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I just something has got to be really big for him to bring that up to shock people.
And then you already know Kingdom Hearts and Jump Force are gonna sell themselves. They have their fans. They have their diehard enthusiasts that are gonna go cop that day one immediately.
Yo, Sleepy Goblin's playing Last Light right now, so that's freaking awesome, dude. I love the Metro games. Yeah.
Those games aren't gonna do bad, is what I'm saying. But now games like Metro that should do well, games like Crackdown that should do well, they can totally benefit from a Game Pass. Yo, that'll be dope.
Well, Game Pass. Crackdown's definitely Crackdown's going to benefit regardless.
Like I said, no doubt. Metro is more of the whole, stick with this. You know what I mean? Because of course, Crackdown is down no matter what.
Right. So let me just make my point. Let me finish my point. And so this is the thing right here, right? Okay. Anthem is going to be probably going to be one of the biggest games of 2019. That's my thoughts on that game.
That's not a wild prediction.
I think that's going to be one of the biggest games.
Possible Destiny Killer. We'll see.
Okay, I will say it's probably has the most money behind it out of any game being released this year.
But it also has the most hype. Like
you think more? Maybe. I'm not going to dispute that, Don. I'm not going to dispute.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dispute it.
I know how much went into it.
And of course, we played it. We can't say nothing. But regardless,
exactly.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Again. The point overall is that that's a selling point for itself, and Microsoft has got can sell the hell out of Game Pass by showing Metro and Crackdown plus. Also showing the marketing rights to Anthem and Jump Force. It would be insane. Like, I mean, like they would own the month of February and beyond if they market it right. Yeah, and if they market it right, man. So that's what it's all about. Yes, but it's gotta be strategic.
Now check this out. Now that I have read exactly where you were going, I thought you were talking about the second part of the whole Crackdown topic. We'll get into the whole Game Pass thing because, guys, I've noticed January, they are just throwing games into Game Pass. Every time you turn around, week by week, there's another 2 or 3 games. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm loving this because I'm paying $10 a month and I'm able to play all these games. And, of course, Mega said that Ibarra is teasing about February. I want to ask you guys, do you guys think this is the way it is going to be when it comes to Game Pass, kind of like moving forward? Or another possibility that I think this could be is this is the year before the new hardware. And I feel like they might have really struck deals going for 2019, leading into new hardware and promoting Game Pass more like throughout this year. So I want to know if you think it's one of those two things, this is the way it's going to be, or if this is that promotion year before they're dropping new hardware, or if you have your own ideas. So, Predator, what do you think about this, man? I'm not even sure. I know you probably said it before. I'm not sure if you have been paying for Game Pass for like a couple months or so, but you gotta admit they have been throwing games in there like every week ever since the start of this year, man.
Yeah, they have, and it's unfortunate it's mostly games I already have played. So, and you also notice and honestly, I don't even follow this anymore. But like games with gold, I know we've discussed that before in the past. Like how it's kind of declined now.
Nobody talks about it anymore, man.
I don't really hear about it because you used to be excited about what's coming in there, and now it's just like with Game Pass, you just we got like 100 something games in there, almost 200 games. So you don't really think about it anymore. Like I haven't downloaded a games with gold game in forever. But as far as Game Pass goes, they're putting some heavy hitters in there, but I really want them to kind of focus on trying to get some third-party support in there. I think the last one we got was Vermintide. Did
you see in Game Pass that they are now they're telling you what's going to drop from Game Pass ahead of time?
Yeah, I think I see that when
I saw that in the store. I'm like, man, I bet Pred's happy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. when I say third party, I mean like day and date.
Yeah, I was kind of figuring that's what you meant.
But I mean, it's good for people who just don't have a lot of games. Game Pass is obviously. I see what they're trying to go with the whole Netflix thing. I don't know if we're going to talk about that or not tonight still, but I see what they're trying to build. I think what would help it, and even listening to Satya's interview today, I think what would help it is bringing back not just random titles every now and then, but like they have a huge library of games they could use from the, from the 360 era that we've not touched. Not 360, but the OG Xbox era that we haven't touched. That they can throw in there and figure out a way to merge all this shit together.
Yeah,
like Game Pass, games with gold, and play anywhere.
And Xbox Arcade.
Yeah.
What happened to Xbox Arcade, bro? I got mad games for that.
Yeah, put all that shit together in one package instead of having these individual little things. I don't mind paying my yearly subscription for
absolutely
for Xbox Live, but I would even take an increase of maybe $10, a year if I can get everything I want in one simple package versus have to buy Game Pass separately, Xbox Live separately.
Well, if you're throwing Xbox Live in there, you're not just bumping it up by $10, man.
Yeah,
I'll let you know that.
I mean, now. Xbox Live is what, $60? You talking 70?
Yeah, well, yeah, and
Preda's, 60 a year. So
Preda's right though, man. You need to start making like an Xbox Live deal, like $100. You pay $99.99 for the year Xbox Live. That shit includes Game Pass, it includes Xbox Live, and it includes all that.
I think there would be a build up to that. I think first, they're trying to get the people in there. They're talking about the value on a month to month basis. How many games, $10 a month, and stuff like that. And I think though they will build up to packaging packaging things together, and it's probably going to happen, when they unveil kind of like the new hardware and stuff like that. But Pred, I just want to, kind of bring it back to the topic. Do you think that with the amount of games that they're dropping in January, Mega said about Ybarra talking about February, do you think that this is the way it's just going to be with Game Pass, or do you think they're using this year as like a promotion, going into like new hardware and stuff, and focusing on the services, and then unveiling the hardware this year, like moving forward?
Yeah, I can see that, using these first couple of months in the year to kind of get everyone hyped up for it by dropping in some great games, and then E3 have a major announcement discussing some other plans, like something maybe along the lines of what I was talking about before. I like what they're putting in there, but again, like most of us hardcore gamers probably have most of that shit anyway. There's some games I try out, like, that's why I love Game Pass for, because there's a lot of games I would never buy that I would pick up just because they're in Game Pass. So
I think was it Trials of the Blood Dragon is a game I was playing. I actually put it in gameplay. I believe that's a Game Pass game, and I probably wouldn't have picked it up at all.
Like I'd never played Mud Truckers, but I mean I might pick it up in Game
and I
Pass.
Still haven't played Mud Truckers. Yeah, thank you. That's right.
Where's the Don? He didn't say nothing on that one.
He said nothing.
Hey man, I keep winning gameplay with it. I don't worry about it.
That's a trick. I'm gonna start playing Mud Truckers now. I'll put gameplay next.
Well, the thing is, you got to be able to play it as good as me. There's a difference there,
dude. You pretty much almost like flooded your engine. I don't know how many times in gameplay. Like it was like a hair away from.
Yeah, I was just fine.
Yeah, well, Don, what do you think? Well, Don, what do you think about this whole Game Pass thing? I know you've seen how many games they have dropped in since like January 1st, and according to K Mega, with Mikey Ibarra, it sounds like it's going to continue to roll through February. Does this sound like something that would be routine for this service, man?
Well, and what I said before, the contracts expire, and they always are trying to sign up.
And then they rotate, right?
Yeah, so there's always going to be this like weird off rotation, and there's going to be times
it's been heavy in January though, man. I'm like, wow.
Well, if you load up, I think what they learned, if you load up heavily, and when you have a bunch of expired contracts that don't want to roll over, then you're not dipping it as low. You know what I mean? So you're keeping well above that 100 mark, and I think that's where they want it. And honestly, developers are, and I'm watching it closely. It's not just first party are seeing better sales. Third parties starting to see better sales on dated games. So there's sales associated with it, not just out of collecting a check from Game Pass. So I mean, it's a good thing for the industry in regards to that. So you're always going to see that. You're always going to see that influx.
All right, Sleepy corrected me. The Trials was a gold game. That's how I got it. All right, my bad, sir. But it's a good game. I hope you guys downloaded it when it was free on Games with Gold.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you kind of get where I'm going with that. Like, there's always going to be this fluctuation. So hopefully we're past like the Chicken Little stages where everyone thinks the sky is falling when they have a little bit of a low.
Dude, I am surprised at how many YouTubers, especially within our community, that when they first started talking about Game Pass and making it a thing, people are like, they're gonna need third party to drop day and date, or they're gonna need this, or they're gonna need that, or
I mean, that stuff will be nice, and eventually it'll come. I mean,
but it is blowing up right now, man. It is like literally, dude. Well, I am so happy with this service right now.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. They're continuing to see success. Developers are continuing to see success. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna grow. I mean, that's just harsh reality. But it's not going to be a replacement. They're just still not going to stop you from being able to buy your games if that's what you want to do. They're not going to say no to money. So that's what you're more or less seeing. I mean,
Don Taser in the chat, he asked, like, basically, if money is being made off the service, then why are they letting contracts expire? Now, before I want you to chime in on this, I just want to throw my 2 cents in real quick. You got to remember, it's got to be an agreement between two parties. So it's either Microsoft deciding that they want to move on to possibly a fresher game or something like that, or it's the developer, feeling
it's usually
like
publisher.
Or publisher, my bad. But
unless it's indie, and that's a little bit different.
So why don't you let Taser know what you think on why they would let contracts expire from this then?
Just like anyone lets something expire, they don't see a value in it. Some games are not going to thrive in Game Pass. Some will. Depends on how good the game is. Depends if people are willing to give it a shot. In regards to that, and then some people are, I think, trying to leverage their bets, or say, hey, we'll put in Game Pass for 3 to 6 months or whatever the contract is, and then we're going to bank on selling a lot more titles after it pops out, and and kind of go from there. And they may say, hey, we sucked it dry, and that's all there is to it, that particular game. Or they may go, what, it's kind of nice to have that residual check kind of continue to flow through. So it just, you'll see every publisher will have a different approach to Game Pass, and if you really break it down, every single one of them has a different outlook and how they handle it as far as that stuff goes.
All right, I got you. I think that was a pretty good breakdown. Taser, I hope you like kind of like the breakdown on why the contracts would expire. Mega. You came out and you were talking about, Mikey Barr talking about February, and I knew that was something you really wanted to get into. But I want to ask you in terms of kind of like the pure volume of games that they have been dropping here in January. It sounds like they're not going to slow down for February. Do you think this is a run-of-the-mill thing? We're going to see these games dropping in like this on a month-to-month basis? Or do you feel like this might be more of a promotional type year, and then it is going to kind of slow down at some point in time, like in the future, man? Oh, Mega?
He's got to earn that money for that $300 edition of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I know, man. I kind of heard him. I think his mic's acting up again. It has a tendency to do that. Dude, that's what happens when you order your headsets from China, by the way. I want to let you know. I know that headset came free with your Soulja Boy.
He's muted.
All right, all right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you are.
Okay, all right.
And he faded away again. Dude, you sound like you're far away. Yeah. Dude, he's using the headset he got with his Soulja Boy console, is what happened.
Oh, wow.
I was going to see it with an Astro 850. Those are known to do that, too.
Yo, Mega, no, we still can't hear you.
I'm going to pop out, and then I'm going to pop
All right, Mega, you do and you chime in when you get back, okay, man?
Yeah, I'll tell you when I get back. Fuck this computer. God damn it, I'm gonna get my ride. My
He's
ride
back.
is coming
He's
next
back.
And he's gone again.
coming back next week.
Dude,
there
you're
we
back.
go. He's walking in circles. You can tell.
Oh, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. This goddamn computer. Ah.
Yep. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know.
You know he's walking in circles.
Did he
angry.
drop? Did he drop? Yeah, he dropped. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to the next topic. A really interesting article ended up in our DM, and I believe it was Predator that put it in there. You know, for people who follow tech, there was a conference called CES where, you know, these companies bring their new tech. They show it out on stage. They have a huge show floor. It's a really big kind of like tech conference. And AMD did a keynote there. So they were up on stage and they were talking. And a lot of people who are into like computers, graphics cards, and stuff like that, basically it was a guarantee for a lot of people out there that they were going to show the new GPU architecture called Navi. All right. They didn't show it on stage. And when they didn't show it on stage, I kind of took a step back because I thought that, you know, the GPU that would be in the next consoles coming up would be of the Navi architecture. They showed, I believe it was Vega at 7 nanometer, and they showed the Radeon 7 and stuff on stage, but there was no Navi. All right. Now, if you look at the AMD rumor mill, a couple articles and stuff like that, especially the interesting one that Predator put in the DM, there's a rumor circulating that AMD will be at E3, and that is where they are going to show off Navi. And I find that interesting because when I look at it, I saw Phil Spencer go on stage with the CEO of AMD and how kind of like buddy they are. And I'm looking at E3 and I'm like, what major video game, you know, corporations, companies are going to be there? I was like, well, PlayStation's not going to be there, but Xbox is. So I'm like, are they really going to kind of like unveil the next Xbox and AMD unveil their next kind of like mid-range GPU architecture called Navi? And I'm actually happy that the Don's in here. I'm going to bring this to you first, man, because you like looking under the hood of desktops and stuff like that, and when it comes to hardware. Dude, what do you think the chances are that AMD is actually going to unveil their Navi GPU architecture at E3? And do you think there is some kind of like link here between AMD and Xbox if they show it there, man?
I don't know. PC, I want to say on the PC side of things, they've tried this stuff in the past. I think AMD in particular. And sometimes it's never been like a major hit, but they introduce stuff and then it kind of falls flat. Who knows if that's what they're going to be doing this time around or not. The cat's out of the bag. We all know that they're working on Microsoft's next console, and we all know they're working on PlayStation 5's next console. And it can be anything, right? Because like AMD has probably, if you think about any of the partners they have, and this includes Amazon, this includes Google and stuff like that, you know, which they help with their networks. AMD has a plethora of things that they're attached with Microsoft in particular. There's Azure, 3 different consoles coming out. And as far as I understood, they've also may have signed 2 new contracts for 2 new pieces of hardware after the ones we haven't even received. That's what I've been hearing too. So I don't know how much truth there is to that because it's very far removed. But so
I want to let you know I have a very interesting conversation going on in a Twitter DM with somebody on Twitter. I'm just saying somebody on Twitter. I'm not sure if he wants me to share his name or whatnot, but he was sending me articles talking about how AMD is basically built that Navi GPU architecture for the PlayStation. Like he's really trying to put it
100% not true.
Not true.
Not true.
I would say not true because the partnership with AMD and Microsoft is very heavy. Like
they may have some exclusive technology that's going into their PlayStation 5, and we'll see what that actually is, because it's not going to be completely off the shelf stuff. But no, Navi. I mean, what the biggest thing that shows that it's going to be released on PC, and the fact it's going to be released on PC, they don't have exclusivity. And they're not going to restrict. Nothing AMD does and has done in the past is really limited to any platform provider. So the only
they
thing
work individually in terms of customizing and stuff like that.
The only thing that are exclusive is technology that, say, either PlayStation owns in particular that they came up with, which they didn't come up with Navi, or basically where Xbox comes up with. Like you look at how DX12 works on the X versus the S, right? Mm-hmm. Totally different. They own that technology. So those sort of things are unique to each platform provider. So no, Navi is not exclusive in any sort of way. There are some things I know about the new hardware, and that is one thing I know is not exclusive. So
one more thing when it comes to this for you, Don, and then we're gonna move across the panel. The one thing that's making me think that this is possibly true, and there's some link with showing off a console, and to be honest with you, PlayStation's not there. They're gonna do their own thing, so this would be on Xbox side of things. Is when it comes to the Navi architecture, there's been nothing slated for the high end kind of like Navi GPU for like the PC and stuff. It's all like mid and lower range is what is being done right now.
Yeah, so I mean, there's going to be elements of Navi that's going to be in both these consoles. That's the harsh reality. What elements and what percentage and how much is it close to an on-shelf part versus the other brand? That's yet to be seen in regards to that. So, and to be honest with you, not much is really known what really Navi is. To be honest with you,
all they keep talking about is scalability, which when it comes to like mid-range GPU and stuff like that, that really makes a lot of sense. Because when you go high range, let's be honest, there's not too much scalability you're gonna want. You're just gonna horsepower through everything. That's the way I look at it, man.
I mean, scalability on what side? Server network side of things?
I don't know, man.
So that means a lot of things. I have a feeling ray tracing is somewhat tied to that, just the way how ray tracing is working out on the NVIDIA side. And believe it or not, AMD, I know very particular engineers that were hired for AMD for ray tracing, and that was at the beginning of this generation, when the PlayStation 4.
I gotta go yell at the kids real quick. Hold on.
And the Xbox One launch. So I mean, the future, it's coming around the corner. The question is, it's going to come down not only to a local hardware, it's going to come down to how your network works in conjunction with your local hardware and how they leverage the power of their networks. I think is the biggest thing. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I see as the future. Am I the only one on the podcast?
No, I'm in here.
Oh, Brad's in here?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
That was a segue for you guys.
I forgot. I'm so used to bots like doing it for us. So
I was running out of words to say, and then
my dude. I agree. I'm just saying you rock. You know what I mean? I'm letting you make your point and shit. But yeah. I mean,
my bad, guys. The kids decided that their room was going to be a WWE wrestling mat real quick.
I remember those days. So, I mean, like, wasn't the...
we lost Mega? I don't see.
He dropped out while you dropped out. There was... I mean, don't they typically do, like, custom chips for each of these boxes anyway?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know within the X, the Jaguar was custom. Excuse me. But... I mean, I think the relationship between AMD and Microsoft isn't going anywhere anytime soon because all these consoles use these chips, and I think they use them in the Surface. I think they use them in.
They don't do a lot with AMD on the Surface products.
No,
believe it or not, no, not yet. I mean, I
thought I remembered to work on it later.
Yeah, probably. But as of right now, it's not something they've forged that relationship yet, for the most part. So.
Before the show, there was people who wanted us to talk about the supposed kind of like spec leaks that were going on. I thought, when it comes down to it, I thought the biggest conundrum was what was shown at CES, or pretty much what was not shown at CES, and then all of a sudden this rumor coming around that AMD will be at E3, and then I'm looking at Navi and they're talking about, mid-range kind of like GPU and stuff, which is pretty much what's in a console. All right, you're not getting the high-end freaking, big graphics card GPU, being put into a console.
Well, it's always a sliding scale, right? So the PCs get more powerful. They raise the ceiling of what people are willing to spend, which we all seen with the new 20 series with NVIDIA, right? And we're also seeing it even with the new Vega card from AMD. So realistically, that scales up because there's unlimited budget that can be thrown at that. And then there's a trickle-down effect of that technology comes down to the mainstream, which is console. Mm-hmm. And then what we're also going to, which is a particular mainstream, and then another, as time goes on, and this is not taking over, Bot, so I'm not conceding to your point or anything like that, but but there's going to be another different type of mainstream, which is going to be streaming. So
say that again. Come on, one more time.
We are going to
what
rely
happened?
on one another to be profitable.
Dude, I am gonna clip that and make like a 15-minute video of just you saying that.
You can try to mimic it all you want, but the reality is it's not going to be the main source of income when it comes right down to it. But streaming it needs local hardware to sell, right? So that's just the law of economics. And consoles need PCs to make more powerful hardware. PCs need the server farms to make more powerful hardware, because what's put into the server farm is technically more powerful than what you can buy. Well, most consumers will buy for their PC.
PCs also need consoles because it keeps like the companies honest. Because if they're pulling like ridiculous, doing some ridiculous graphics, gameplay, crazy type games on consoles, then PC guys are like, yo, well, what the hell? We're supposed to have the V12 under the hood, and this four-banger is doing what?
They all have a symbiotic relationship, right?
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
And you can't really remove one without the other. That's why when people say like, "Hey, streaming's going to take over everything," streaming needs local hardware to be out there in order to make it powerful. Because here's the thing: no, it's always going to need it.
I am not going to be in that boat with you and say always, man. I'm not doing it.
The reason why it's always going to need it, because economically, AMD can't survive. All they do is make server chips. Like, they can't do that. Like, they have to be able to put consumer electronics out there in order to keep the prices down. It's the same thing with like cell phones help keep the prices down of our local hardware. The more chips are produced, the cheaper this stuff gets, and that's what it boils down to. So when you start limiting the amount of chips that are built, you slow everything down to a halt.
Dude, I gotta say, when it comes down to it, you made the best argument, like, because you know me, I've been on other shows talking about streaming and stuff like that. Again, Don, you have made the best argument about always having some type of hardware next to the TV. I will let you know that right now. That's why I love talking about this stuff with you. You know what I'm saying? Because we can go back and forth and make valid points on each side. And at the end of the day, we're not like not talking to each other or anything like that.
No. After this, we're not talking to one another. So.
Well, at least when you do it, don't sound like you got a whole bunch of wieners in your damn mouth. What's going on? What's happening?
Oh, damn. That's the way you're gonna come in. That's how you're gonna come back in on the show, man.
I mean, you sound like you had a mouthful or something. I didn't say anything Naz, I said
I was
wieners,
holding a vape,
wings,
right?
hot dogs.
Yeah, all right,
What'd you say?
Well, no.
Okay, all right.
Niggas talking about gentleman sausage. I don't know what's going on.
I would have said meat rockets. You know, that's what my saying about that. The meat rocket. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Not everybody got a meat rocket, but that's okay.
We got a Mega here since he's back. So.
Yeah, Mega. We're talking
back.
about the possibility of AMD being at E3. All right, and what this means in terms of, because when you look at with their Navi GPU architecture, there's the in the rumors this is where they're going to unveil it, and I think it's a little more credible because they're talking about mid-range GPUs and stuff, and that's pretty much what we get in our consoles, because our consoles, they're closed systems. The devs can really work to get the juice out of the hardware that's underneath the hood, and that's what we really get in our consoles. We don't get like the high-end Radeon 7 or anything like that in a console. That would be ridiculous. But so I'm thinking to myself, the only other company that's gonna be there that's pretty much working with AMD besides PC or whatnot would be Xbox. So I want to ask you if you think these rumors could possibly be true, that AMD is going to be at E3, and then if they are, do you think there's some link with them being there with Xbox in terms of like showing a new GPU? We're thinking about unveiling the next kind of like family of Xbox hardware at E3. So what do you think, man?
I mean, it could be a possibility. I don't know. I know that the rumors about that they could have another customized chip for this Anaconda or whatever. It could be a possibility. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really all that tech savvy when it comes to this stuff. I just want the shit to work and perform really well. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when they started talking about what was it? T-flops. I'm like, what, pterodactyls? What are you talking about? I don't know what the hell this is, but I'm learning a lot more now since I'm starting to rebuild my I'm starting to get my new PC up. But it's like it's a really good possibility, and I think, like, for all this hoopla that's been going around right now for the rumors about PlayStation. It's kind of funny because PlayStation is not going to be at E3, and I mean, really, what PlayStation is going to be able to talk about about something big or major or about their powerful machine. I don't see that same lady from EMD going on there and going, going on and talking about.
She might be at the PlayStation experience though. At CES, Sony was talking about Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that would be the only time. Like, that would be way towards the end. Now, I know that they're going to probably have some kind of reveal, and she could come and talk there because I know that AMD is still working on both consoles. But look, man, I mean, when you talk about E3, that's the biggest stage to advertise all your stuff. I don't know. Like I said, I'm glad that I came in last to this because I have no fucking clue. I didn't read on it. I don't even
think you're last. I don't care. Man. You're not last. You just came in talking about hot dogs and stuff like that. I figure we got to get you on point real quick, so I guess gave you the topic.
Let me propose this question to you. Who do you think is a bigger customer of AMD's, Microsoft or Sony?
Oh, Microsoft by far. Microsoft.
I would definitely say Microsoft because they have deals to like upgrade server farms and everything like that with AMD, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also another thing with that is that, look, when it seemed like that AMD was in trouble, and then those rumors came across that AMD could get acquired by Microsoft or whatever, or be bought out, something like that. I don't know how true that was, but
I don't think there's much truth to that at all. To be honest with you, like, AMD was in trouble, but like
not anymore.
That's what got him out of trouble, to be honest with you, is the console market.
Yes.
It's because they have a constant stream of income. Intel might be in a similar situation down the road.
Intel's in trouble right now.
Well, what's crazy is Intel's investing more in local hardware right now. They're doing their own GPUs now.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting. So, like, that whole landscape is going to change. Who knows what's going to happen with NVIDIA down the road or Intel? There's going to be some sort of weird fallout. And there's going to be a new leader. I just don't know which one it's going to be. I'm betting on AMD, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, with Intel, because everybody, when it comes to Intel, you think CPU with Intel, and what AMD showed with their chipset and the performance wise, and it was like half the cores and like half the threads, and it was performing better than Intel's like 9900. Yeah, they're in trouble, dude.
That's actually wasn't even the full reveal of the CPU they're gonna have on the market for consumers.
Yeah,
that's supposedly the mid-power one.
Dude, they're in trouble. Yeah, they are definitely.
Well, and that brings up another interesting thing. AMD is gonna leverage the whole chiplet and the Infinity Fabric technology. I would have bet in these next consoles. I would have. I mean, it's kind of far fetched, but
Mega, look at this killer gameplay going on right now, man.
It's not really that far fetched. I would be surprised that the APUs are not like your traditional APU going forward.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that.
The way chiplets work.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys see that there was a article? I think I put it into next the DMs where it was talking about a new AMD chip that's going to be affordable or something like that. That's supposed to be coming here in the beginning of 2019. Maybe I put it in GRG. I have no idea. I know I put it in. Yeah, to the Navi chip. So it's supposed to be like affordable or something like that. Yeah. Okay. See,
Mega, where you been? I've been talking about Navi for like 2 years already, man. Where you been?
You have.
Where you been?
Look, man. I'm just now really starting to get into this stuff, and I didn't read that article because I was just kind of like, nah, that's why it's like I told you to ask me last about this stuff so I can listen to everybody else and then try to kind of make a prediction. But yeah, since you didn't, yeah, okay.
Yo, Pred, do you want to chime in on this, man? Like,
I already did.
You already did?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back and check it. I'm gonna go watch the show that's on my channel again.
Fred just doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, well, Don had so much to talk about at that point in time that my short-term memory is shot to shit. You know what I'm saying? College days or whatnot. But yo, Knox, do you want to get in on this tech talk right now? What do you think's going on? Do you think AMD could be unveiling their next like GPU architecture, like next to Xbox at E3, man?
I absolutely think they could. I definitely think they could do it because why not?
Something like, I don't think we have ever seen before though, right? Like,
but this partnership, this whole bringing Phil Spencer out, it kind of solidified their partnership, right? It kind of made.
You better watch out, man. Sony extremists are gonna get on your case about like Phil coming out on stage and what that means, man. I just want to let you know.
No, right don't worry about Phil, bro. Phil sparks fucking candles and shit. He gives out cupcakes and all. Like, I don't know about that shit.
Oh wow!
I just gave you the O of the night, by the way, man. You deserve it.
Yeah. They don't know about Phil giving out cupcakes and all that good shit. You know what I mean? Like I love you as an Xbox employee, baby. Here's a cupcake. Yeah.
What's an Xbox cupcake taste like?
I don't know. But
expensive.
Rich.
Real rich.
Or Skittles based. Whatever you want.
Wow.
Does it say achievement unlock on the wrapper?
It might. And it might have, yeah, it definitely will have some green. It'll be green icing. And
I was thinking that, but I was like, man, that was just too easy to go with green. I'm going to let somebody else do it right now.
Have a little anaconda on top of it.
All I'm saying is this, guys. All I'm saying is this.
The sugar-free will be the Lockhart cupcake.
Microsoft and AMD
gluten-free
don't have any problem.
I'm face-palming right now, man.
Oh man!
All right, listen up, guys. Microsoft and AMD have no quarrels with showing that they have a partnership, that they are intertwined, and that is that. Whatever it is, whether DX12, DX11, DX the fucking 17, I don't know. They're doing them. They're doing them, and they are telling everyone, hey, we are partners. We have this partnership. We are intertwined, and yes, Microsoft is most likely, because I know that AMD does business with Sony as well, but they are showing, hey, you know what? Microsoft guys are going to benefit more because our business with Microsoft is a lot more intricate than it is with Sony. They're not going to say that, verbatim, but it is what's happening.
There's definitely more on the plate with Microsoft when you're looking at like server farms, multiple consoles, possibly other contracts down the line with possibly Microsoft hardware and everything. Man.
I think that this Anaconda is going to be a true monster of proportions.
But is it going to be shaped like a snake, though?
No, it won't. But I really do think that. I mean, I think Sony is going to be a powerhouse, no doubt about it. But I think I don't know for them coming up on the stage and talking about that, and then for you maybe making this prediction. I don't really actually see it, to be honest with you. I don't see they do. But if they do, then what they're going to do is present the Anaconda. And that's going to probably be the revolution, the new revolution of gaming as we know it. Like,
what's the CEO's name of AMD? Is it Shu?
I'm just saying, Mega. These are the subtleties. This isn't anything that any of us should be reading into. These are just the subtleties, right? Like this is just negotiations between these conglomerates, right? They do what they do. You know what I mean? And that Microsoft is gonna make more noise than Sony. Yeah, they're gonna make more fucking noise. They got more fucking money than they do, so they're gonna make more noise.
Well, they've been making more money, but PlayStation has been the one making all the noise here this generation. Let's be honest.
That's game console wise. That's game console wise.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, because we're a gaming podcast.
No doubt, and I appreciate that. I'm talking about negotiations. They know where Microsoft. They see the picture that's being painted. You know what I mean? And they get it. And my dude, they're not gonna leave Sony high and dry. Of course not. I wouldn't even want them to do that. Of course, but my dude, at the end of the day, they're gonna be like, yeah, hey, you know what? Microsoft got that cheddar, my dude. So
I think what this is basically saying is overall, and I don't know, and Don, see if I'm right or not, that they're both going totally different directions. I think Sony is going a whole nother direction while Xbox is going its own direction. I think finally Xbox is starting to.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. They have a different approach.
I think they have a definitely different approach. I mean, and also you got to look at Sony and how they're really going hard with the VR situation. They're the first ones to really bring an affordable VR to the scene. So they kind of want to be in that space. Xbox want to go really hard with the streaming, Netflix style, Game Pass, all that. So both chipsets is going to have their own different style to them. It's to me overall, what's the more fascinating about it is, regardless of power and all that stuff, is where these companies are basically going to go. And I'm happy that Microsoft is not trying to follow suit and do what Sony's doing, because Sony has dominated this generation. I like that they're taking the initiative and saying, look, we're back to what we were during the 360, during the original OG era, and let's get this popping. Let's start make our own story.
Well, what I see from Microsoft is they're going to have a more consistent ecosystem that works with one another.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what piece of hardware you want to own, PC, console, what variant of console you want to own. If you want to do streaming, or if you're a streaming customer and a console customer, or a streaming customer and a PC customer, or a streaming customer, and like you can mix it up, match it however you want. But the idea is all this stuff is just going to work. The other thing that you'll notice is, like, for me, and I've said this before, that in order for whoever's going to be successful on the streaming side of things, I shouldn't have to worry about any of that network shit. I should be able to just create my game, and then basically the API just drives it like it's a local piece of hardware. It handles it like that. So whatever it has to divvy up in their cloud infrastructure, it does it on its own. I don't have to reprogram for it, and that's what it looks like they're doing on everything. Like the new API, the way they're leveraging everything, it's really just like you can go do wherever you want, play wherever you want. They don't give a crap.
No.
As long as everything is sustainable, they'll continue to make it and continue to go forward in each one of those directions. And so, I mean, that's what's going on. I mean, the way they look at streaming is it subsidizes their cost of their server farm. So you don't have it's like having a bunch of employees that stand around and don't do shit. You know, now they actually have tasks to do, and so they bring income, right? So the consumer end is you're just going to be able to buy your game, and you'll be able to invest in whatever you feel like you're comfortable investing.
All right, check this out. Yo, Face23 Brooklyn, my bad, Don, but I just wanted to let him know. He asked me, like, don't you have a CPU leak about the PlayStation 5? In all actuality, I have a rumor about both, like, you know, when it comes to the Xbox with the Anaconda, of course, with the kind of like mid-tier next Xbox One as well as the PlayStation 5. I want to do a little more kind of like research on it before I bring it out there. I don't just, you know, just kind of like the latest news that comes out. I never, on the entire history of my channel, I never just went with the absolute latest news. I did, you know, research behind it before I went and talked about it, because I'm not going to go out there just for like kind of like clicks and views and just talk about the newest thing. I want to see exactly what's going on, and you know, give you guys a common sense either theory or prediction or thought on what's going on with that. So you're going to see a lot of stuff when it comes to rumors on this channel, but you're going to hear me talk about it with some thought behind it, and not just spewing out what is the newest hottest thing going out right now, you know?
Well, let me give you something exactly what to expect. Okay, so third party right now.
Before you do that, hold on. I just want to shout out Depletion Gaming. Hit up that super chat. What is up, Depletion? I saw you in the chat earlier. I wanted to shout you out, but dude, you got to be in this seat with this panel, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. Everybody, you know, is sharing their opinions and everything. It is great to see you in the chat, man. But yeah, go ahead, Don.
So here's what's happening. You remember the longest time when people talked about the PlayStation dev kits were out there, and I've said, nope, they're not. Nope, they're not. They're out there now. And some people that don't have dev kits, they at least have access to development documents, or kind of where they're going with at least early access to it, I should say. So what you're going to see now is between now, and I said this, between the first of the year in GDC, you're going to see a huge mixture of people speculate or specs on the console. So you're going to see quite a few back and forth. You're going to see it solidify a lot more after GDC, and you're going to see a lot more consistency at what people are talking about out there. So everything you're seeing between now and GDC, take it with the smallest grain of salt. It doesn't matter if you're most trusted YouTube personality or IGN. I don't really care. Not everyone has all the pieces of the puzzle, as far as I understand, and what they're doing, just what they need, and they're extrapolating information from that to try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, dude, like they're even like in one of the rumors, like the mid-tier Xbox, they're talking about an 8-core 16-thread Zen Plus processor or whatnot, and I just don't want to dive in and have to, like, I want to do more research. I don't think that's what's going in there.
Let's just go back and look at how so many people jumped on the X, and they had all these predictions. They was talking about Ryzen. They even had me saying it, because I was just like, okay, I was hearing Ryzen. I was like, right.
Well, then if you look at the Jaguar cores, and I think me and Don can talk about that, you look at the Jaguar cores, the next kind of like almost no-brainer step was to go with Ryzen. Now, what they did, though, is they heavily modified Jaguar cores to the extent where I didn't think it was possible, and I'm not sure if the Don thought it was possible either.
I predicted it, like, what was our third or fourth episode we went rogue? like I said, there's two possibilities, and you know, I ran with one bet, which I was wrong throughout the whole entire time, but I did say there's two possibilities: either rev the nuts off the existing technology that's out there today, right? Yeah, or you water down the next tech. And I thought they were going to water down the next version of the tech.
Don, hold up, my dude. I'm sorry, man. I didn't want to interrupt you. Yo, Bot, I gotta book it, baby. I gotta go work this shift, my brother. It's
All
gonna
right,
be now.
brother.
Yeah,
No doubt, man. And we are going to be winding down. But, yo, Knox, I'm glad you were able to get in, man. Share your opinions. Talk about Scorpion as your butler as well. That was some shit right there, man.
Yeah, he needs to come. Get over here. Heat up my shit.
Yeah.
All that, but yeah, fellas, man. Yo, right here every day. You already know, man. Like right here every Saturday. You know, on the next podcast, this is my joint. I love this shit. I love the family, man. I love everybody here. Guys, I gotta book it. Catch me on the Knoxximus Trust. I gotta go I gotta do the grind, baby. The grind keeps grinding. I gotta do that shit. So
make that money so you can get that $300
yeah.
collector.
Yeah.
Go ahead and risk it all, man. Go ahead and risk it all.
I got to so I can have Scorpion heat up my lunch, heat up my entree. He can heat up my entree and all that good shit. Yo.
All right, brother.
Fellas, yo, much love to everybody, man. Love to everybody in the chat, in the panel. Yo, y'all already know, baby. Peace.
Yo, later, Knox.
Man, I hope that guy takes his vitamin C, man. He sounds like he's struggling.
Oh, man.
Oh!
Yeah, you sound like you're sick, man. Are you okay?
Me? I'll take more vitamins than a little bit. You know what, Don? I ain't even fucking with you, my dude. I'm out, my dude. Peace.
All right. Take
That was great.
All right, man, later.
That was great. Hold on, we gotta give Sonic's gonna run. Since Knox is running, we'll give Sonic the run right across the screen there. There we go. Knox is out. But all right. He didn't want to interrupt you, but he wanted to, and he did. So what?
No, you had to. That's he gets a pass on that.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
I still keep picturing Scorpion in a butler suit right now, like serving.
Well, no, I was just bringing up the point about like these predictions because everybody's jumping on these videos.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And I was just saying, just look at what happened with the X and how like really 98% of everybody didn't really know what the hell was going on. So with this, I mean, these are really close to the chest type of strategies because I mean, if these leaks come out, you don't think that there's like PlayStation people that's listening or vice versa. I mean, these things are held tight to the chest for a reason, and they want to have the most powerful system or the most capable system between both of them. I mean, this is great. So that's why I'm saying, look, I mean, I could talk the lingo like most people out there that really get into the logistics of this, but all I know is that if the shit works, shit look fire, I'm going to cop it. Tell me a price, I'm with it.
That's what people don't understand. Like, but here's the thing: we're in this weird space where you have to do a lot more powerful hardware to get a little bit more of a difference. And so we're in this weird diminishing returns area when it comes to technology as well, where we haven't hit the glass ceiling. We're not there yet, but what we have to actually put under the hood to make it happen, it's quite a bit. You know, like to make a noticeable difference between the X, you have to double every single spec at a minimum. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of RAM. That's a lot going on there. So, and I would say, and what I mean by that, I say like the average person walking by a screen and seeing a game play on the next hardware, they're like, "Oh, that's something different," right? And we're just kind of not there. So we're going to see stuff, and I mean, it's no longer going to be Jag Horse. I mean, that's gone and over with. That's the safe bet.
Thank goodness. I think they squeezed absolutely everything they could get out of that.
Yeah, and I feel pretty confident that we're gonna see them use new techniques when it comes to APUs, and it's more of because of the chiplet design and the Infinity Fabric. They can mix match a lot of different stuff by doing that, and so I see that happening. But I don't know what RAM they're going to go with. We're this weird transition where RAM's really expensive, and that's one of the things that makes the biggest difference going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. People keep saying like, "Hey, developers can't use that much RAM." I say bullshit. Like, you give us RAM, we'll use it. I mean, the biggest thing that eats up RAM is textures. One of the things that makes games look the best so far is textures.
And we're in kind of like the 4K department when when you're looking at the next series of hardware coming out, 4K textures need to be an absolute staple, at least for the beginning of the generation. And who knows by the end of the generation
we're already
what's
over
be the expectations, man.
Well, we're already over 50% of ownership of 4K televisions right now. So I mean, that was something that I heard on the CES convention. So which is pretty impressive. Like people are starting to buy 4K televisions at an alarming rate. But also, I got one more thing on this, and then I'm shutting up about it. Do you think that now, since they're going to really be that they might really go and try to bring all this power? Do you think that this could be a chance that the consoles will kind of have a long-lasting life cycle like the 360 and the PlayStation 3 this time around?
I think we already had it. I think a lot of people are underestimating what our current consoles can do. And what dictates that narrative is places like Digital Foundry and stuff like that. So, well, it's crap. Well, the people that are playing it, they don't care about buying a new console. They're totally happy, and their games look better than they did at launch. So, there's so much scalability in a modern day game now, and the base hardware is so much more powerful than people realize. And I talked about the biggest bottleneck, and people hyper focus on CPU. But I still think the biggest bottleneck in gaming is memory, RAM. And you have 8 gigs in the base consoles, and textures are easily scaled down. There's a lot of unnecessary stuff that we put in games today because we have excess power, right? You don't need as many blades of grass. You don't need the random cassette tape that's
Hey, dude, don't get on the blades of grass thing. We need all the blades of grass we can get, okay?
Where I'm going with that, all that stuff is scalable, right? And so, yeah, it's not going to look as good, but it'll run, and it'll run fine. In regards to that, maybe some games will choose to use a higher refresh rate, and maybe they'll cut that.
Well, Taser talking about the consoles we have now, he said that they can run MK11 at 60 frames per second. To him, that's impressive. What do you think, Don?
I didn't hear that they're doing that or not, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I didn't hear FPS
for a while that they've been having a lot of juice. That they're still. I mean, look, the X just came out last year. Of course, this thing is going to have more juice. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look how long. Look. I mean, the one point that we can go back and look at is just this on the 360 and on the PlayStation 3, how Halo 4 looked at that time, and how The Last of Us looked on the PlayStation 3 at the end of those generations.
Yeah. So, Brian Baker in the chat, he's crazy, yo. But yeah, it's good to see people in the chat saying that MK11. I'm not sure about the 60 frames per second, but I'll give that to you, Taser. But even Jazzy, a sponsor of this channel, by the way, said that Red Dead is killer. Anthem looks great. He's like, the power in these current consoles are crazy, and it's good for people to appreciate what you have right now. Everybody, I've noticed that since becoming a YouTuber, everybody's always looking for the next thing, and it's hard. It's hard to see like people kind of like neglect what they have right in front of them right now. Like they're always like the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and I love enjoying games. Like when Halo 5 came out, to me, jaw-dropping. Multiplayer, absolutely great. I lived in that game for months because I was enjoying what was like right in front of me. And I think a lot of people in the community need to still do that same thing and not always.
I think a lot of people missed out on it this generation because they were so caught up on the 2 different platforms, passionate platform people are out there fighting with one another. And you're like, man, this console has great games. Games look better. They kind of snuck up on people. Are like, shit, things are better looking than they were last gen.
People are too busy arguing over resolution over everything else,
which is like, still one part of graphics, yes. Right? Like it does contribute. Like obviously, as texture resolution gets higher, and we're doing that, and we're doing more shaders. Those small subtleties are picked up on a 4K display. They're not picked up on a smaller thing, but it doesn't make the game look like crap. It just doesn't look as good as something else on a better display. The perfect example of that is you take Forza Horizon, right? Mm-hmm. You've seen the snow levels, and I played it on a television that's not a 4K, and I played it on a television that was 4K.
I do that every time I play Forza.
non HDR, and then I've also played it on HDR and 4K, and it's amazing to me like how much detail you do miss between each one of those steps.
Well, Don, I will permit you to buy me a 4K HDR television, okay?
You know what? I do have a suggestion for you for your next television. When
TCL.
It comes time. No, actually. Well, TCL is a strong contender, but there was another television I saw at CES that did really well.
Fucking TV.
No, they're doing an interesting technology where they actually do 2 screens. So the I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's HISENSE. They've been around for a while. They're less popular here in the States, but that was one of the better 4K displays I saw there. Better than most OLED displays. And it wasn't OLED. Wow. So, and they're known to bring their price points really low. And they were telling me, we'll see if it's true or not when it comes out, but what they said on the floor was 23 milliseconds of in-game mode.
You know, everybody in the chat that is saying Samsung, again, I will put out the invitation for you as well in terms of buying me a 4K television. You want me to have a Samsung? Then go ahead, man. Just send it my way. That's all you got to do.
Samsung is, I mean, that's what I'm rocking. That's what Mega's rocking, and I probably
got an 8000 KS8000.
Yeah, that's an awesome television, and it was like 2 years ago when that came out. Yeah, and it's still like it holds up really good today. But I'm just saying, like, that's a perfect example where the technology has gotten even better across the board, and the price is going to be down. They didn't give me like price points or anything like that, but they said it was going to be competitive with the TCLs. So we'll see what it all points out to. In regards to it was some really impressive looking display. So
you're gonna have to risk it all, bot. That's the new saying for 2019.
Risk it all.
Risk it all. You gotta risk it all, man.
Well, guys, I would love to sit here and talk about TVs, but the longer we do that, the more I feel like I'm on BGST again, and I think it's time to move on. And it is almost 10 minutes after 9 o'clock. So I know the gamers got a game, and like a 40-year-old. With a comb over, we got to get those plugs in, guys. I think we've had an absolutely great show. Don, thank you for showing up, man. I love having you and Dark kind of like in the DMs, constantly there. So this way, if you do have, some spare time, you can come in. Next podcast, family, you know the deal. And since you popped in like this, I'm gonna let you put in the plugs first. So what do you got for us, man?
Yeah, just follow me on Twitter. My YouTube link is on there. Something's dropping soon.
Has anything dropped yet?
Things will drop.
You promised me, man. You broke your promise.
Things will drop. Well, here's the thing. When it drops, I'm going to have everyone at you on Twitter.
Yeah, that would be great. And I'll probably be at work, and my phone will just go nuts on the counter. I'm like, oh, no. Here we go.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I had to explain to my supervisor that, like, on Twitter, there's like 4,000 people that follow me. I follow a lot of people. My phone goes off a lot. I just want to let her know that, like, right off the bat. But
yeah, but that being said, I mean, there is a series I'm putting out there. Maybe I'll put the tease. Out there today. After the show, maybe I'll put a tease.
You're gonna show Twitter a little leg there, man? Is that what?
You already saw the tease, so maybe I'll put the tease out there.
Oh, that would be good. You can at me at that as well. So I want to see the response, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely will.
Beautiful. Yo, Pred, you started kind of, I guess you could say, a busy week. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be on, you were on Crossfire yesterday. Of course, you're here every Saturday. I believe there's another show you are going to be on in, this coming week. Let people know about that and where they can get a hold of you to talk games, man.
Predator_H2OS pretty much everywhere. Xbox Live, PlayStation, and Steam. Should be on the Xbox Nation podcast this Wednesday. First time on the show. Finally, I guess I got in his good graces or whatever. He decided to let me come on the show. So should be there Wednesday night, and obviously here next week. Make sure you guys go and hit that vote button for Pred. I think the poll should be up here pretty soon.
The poll is up, man. I already put it up while we were talking. I was on it tonight, man. I was on it.
Good, man. Watch the football tomorrow. hoping the Saints pull it out.
Yeah.
Time to other than that, man, I'll see y'all next week, and I'll be on some games later on today. Some Call of Duty probably tonight on Xbox.
Do people play that game?
Yeah, people still play that game. People play in the Division 1, man. We didn't get into that topic today, but
yeah, no, I know. We start going later, man. We would have been here like another 45 minutes, and I feel bad because I know you're a Division guy.
Don and his damn PC talk.
All right, I couldn't hear you over this goat milk running through my PC right now.
Wow.
Yo, Mega, you know the drill. We are veterans here, man. Why don't you let people know what is going on with GRG, your YouTube channel, and where people can go and talk games with you, man.
Oh man, you can come check out my channel, KMega405, of course, on Twitter at KMega405. So almost sound like, well, no, I said at KMega4. Sound like somebody was trying to call some static because I'm finna be on a new podcast here coming pretty soon in February. Going to be working with Tick. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be pretty interesting. But they're going to be doing a new podcast called Spit Your Game. It's going to be debates between a PlayStation gamer and an Xbox gamer.
Now, are you going to be a host, or are you going to be like?
And this is what's crazy. I'm going to be a host, and J Dubs Kratos is going to be a host. So this is going to be pretty interesting, man. So so it's going to be really fun. It's going to start February 7th. So hope you guys go check it out. Also, GRG is getting close to that 2-year mark next month, and then hopefully I'll have my setup right. I'm definitely next week. You know what I'm saying, the Ryzen 7. I don't know if y'all heard me cussing this damn old computer. Well, I'm just saying what I was getting off here with because it was messing up. But yeah, I'm planning on having everything, man, and I'm gonna get that 20 series, man. I'm gonna get that 2060, Don. So and
did you order it?
Yeah. So it's coming.
Nice.
So I'm so yeah. Now, only thing else that I need to get is the RAM, and then I'm gonna get an SSD.
Yo, brother, I just want to let you know this entire show and all the effects and everything that you see here is all completely copyrighted.
Anyway,
bot film threatened there.
Don't feel
what is going on,
bro?
No, I'm
coming. I'm
trying to expand the variety, out there, man.
No. I'm just saying it's time, man. It's time to get the PC right. I got the TV right now. Now it's, you know what I'm saying, 2019. I'm risking it goddamn all, man. I'm doing it. I'm finally gonna be up there with the PC Master Race. So yeah, man. Thank you guys, and as always, man, thank you for hanging out with us and come check out everybody. Everybody. Shit, GRG was lit with Salty and Chris Steele plus the crew, man. Man, it's great times right now. 2019's looking real good.
I love having Chris Steele on as a special guest, especially on other shows, man. He's able to really put his opinions out there. He is an awesome gamer, and of course we all know Salty. I mean, Salty, his first appearance in the community was right here on this show. So huge shout out to Saltiest Gaming. Guys, go ahead and go over to Twitter now. Go over to my Twitter at Xbot448 and vote for who you thought had the best gameplay tonight. It is between Predator, Xbot448, and Knoxximus. You cannot vote for K-Mega. And to the guy out there on Twitter, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. No, we cannot write in the Don, all right? There is no Don gameplay.
Be real special next week. Get ready for K-Mega to be back to his real
It's got to be in by Friday, man. It's got to be in by Friday.
Yeah, how do you making all these damn
I work
rules,
Saturdays
man.
now. I work Saturdays now, dude.
But I work, bro. I work hard, man.
Okay. Dude, you got the weekend to start setting it up, and you good.
Listen here, Mega's got to work because he's got to buy that $300.
I know, right?
You got to risk it all.
Yo. But guys, on that note, it is Saturday night. The gamers got a game. I got to get the controller in my hand. Shout out to Yobi Dren for hooking me up for my birthday with Hitman 2. I think I'm going to go in on that. I have been having a lot of fun playing that.
That guy's going to hook me up with Crackdown 3, isn't he?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
man.
but you got to go in with us day one into the multiplayer. Man.
I got the day off. I'm that's all I'm doing is playing that game.
Nice guys.
Brothers, what's going on? How you helping these white boys, man?
Mega, it was my birthday, man.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
dude, my birthday.
My birthday soon.
Dude, I heard a tear come from his eye right now. Yo, guys, I am going to end the show the way I do every week. We will check you out next Saturday for the next podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
We playing Halo 5 tonight. Come join us.
Oh, are we doing that?
Yeah,
Nice.
we're doing that tonight. Let's go.
Man, I'm going to take my...